Well, good morning, Facebook friends, associates. Listen, it's been a hot minute since your girl has get on with Love with Ledet conversations. I had to take a break for a minute and kind of take care of some little personal things that I wanted to do and go ahead and treat myself and love on myself a little bit. But I'm back. And let me tell you something. I'm back and I'm back with an amazing guest that I have to let you guys meet. I want you to share, tag a friend, share. You got to hear this young man that I am about to bring on. Like, he is a breath of life. He is very anointed and talented. The Holy Spirit always directs me to who I should do business with and who I want a part of my project. And so I just feel like it was a spiritual match made in heaven on the projects that we've done together. And he don't even know all the things that I got planned for him coming up. We've talked about it, but we haven't got into it. But I just felt like the time was now. The Holy Spirit kept saying, bring him on, bring him on. And I kept saying, okay, God, I am, but I'm going to schedule everybody next week. He said, no, reach out to him today. And that was yesterday. And so we just kind of put the time together, impromptu time, meeting schedule, all of that. And so without further ado, because the time really ticks fast, I want to make sure he gets all the time that he needs on this platform to be able to really show you guys who he is. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Arthur in. And his name is Arthur Brown. But before I'm going to bring him in, but then I also want to share his bio with you. But let me go ahead and bring him in so we can just cut out all the suspense.
What's going on?
Hey, good morning, Arthur. Good morning. How are you feeling?
Good morning. Good morning. I have been excitedly waiting for this all night, barely could even sleep. Because I wanted to definitely connect with you. I love what you're doing, how you're doing your shows. Every time I'm looking online, somebody you loving on, something you're doing. I see you did love on yourself recently with your new stuff, with your status. Oh, blessings. I love your organization. So I'm excited you brought me. I'm excited.
Yes. So let me just get right into it. Let me do your introduction and your bio, and then we can just take it from there. So who is Arthur Brown? He is a singer, songwriter, and film producer with no experience, has started his own company, impacttosuccess.org, by speaking and telling his testimony of faith worldwide on stages and radio, reaching millions of millennials and young adults. He was able to start his own film production agency called Chase Purpose Productions through impacttosuccess.org. With no experience, he was able to film from his iPhone, y'all. From his iPhone, using artificial intelligence, filmmaking apps, and after doing a year of free events in his city of Raleigh, North Carolina, Arthur was able to generate over $10,000 in less than a year to jumpstart his production company using no equipment. Now, his company has impacted social media with over 50,000 views in counting and over $100,000 online sales. Today, his mission is to teach his master classes to inspire knowledge to others on how to market yourself through 7 key principles revealed in this newest book called Chase Purpose, Not Profit. Be sure to sign up today for his online masterclass course to help you grow your brand on social media using the same apps and methods that Arthur used for his business. Listen, when I tell you something, when God is in the midst of something and he tells you to use your talents and your gifts of what he gave you to use, that's really it, period. Like, we want to do what we want to do, when we want to do it, and all those things. But God says, no, this is how I want to use you to bless my people. And so all he did was obeyed and stepped out on faith. This bio says he filmed with an iPhone. Okay. And I know, you know, people got little talents and apps and they're saying, okay, Benita, that's not a big deal. But to be able to produce quality, you know, and with his gift and his talent, that's a whole nother other,
Yeah.
you know, thing, you know, that's huge, you know. So I just want to bring Arthur in. Like, now I want you guys to hear from him, but I also want him to share his story of his experience of working with me, and maybe an impact maybe I've made on his life through a unique heart and love in the box. And then after that, we'll get right into what he does. So Arthur, the floor is yours. Without further ado, just, you know, give it to us.
Well, first off, I definitely want to thank you because, yes, I do a lot of stuff for a lot of women. God, and I guess a lot of women and men, but mainly women, because that's just the organization of my focus. Man, I ran into your organization because I inboxed you. Now, you ever see somebody so big that you don't even really want to inbox them or DM them because they're doing so much? That's what I had with you. So many people were just showing love. You were just giving so much content to people, storytelling, so many endorsements were sent. I just remember just, you know, inboxing you saying, hey, I love all your content. I love everything you got going on. If I could just do a promo. And for me to just work with you, just getting that experience was great. But what I really want to say was impactful was when I was on the phone with a client. Like I said, I go through 120 women a week. That's just what my organization does. We're looking for people to help build. And they all knew you, like a lot of these women knew you. And one was just on the phone. She was in tears. She was talking about you, and she was just talking about how a family member passed, but she didn't even really know who you were. And just running into a heart like yours, like even when I met you, was just so authentic, full of love, full of passion, and how she just explained her experience about you, and you weren't even present on the phone. And we're talking about what your brand does. I knew for a fact, I was like, God, and this is how I'm slick. I'll be like, Lord, I know she anointed and called and she's doing great things. If you can get my brand around her and maybe we can work or manage to do something, I was just hoping he would. And then he blessed me with all this and working with you. My experience has been great. The things, the vibes around you, the commercials, the content. People won't stop hitting me up about what your content looks. Who is this love in the box lady? What has she got going on? You have been killing it yourself. So I'm just only grateful to be in your corner, to be on just a part of what God is doing in your life.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you. You know, and you know, just so that people can really understand, I am very cautious about who I work with. Because the name of the company is a unique heart, because I have a unique heart for people. And when you have a unique heart for people, you want to cater it and nurture it, you know, like a baby, because that's who I am. Like, love is my platform, and I believe in love with all things. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're working on, you know, your project or the relationship that you cultivate, whether it's business or personal, whatever it is, love is the center of the relationship if you expect to see it grow. And so when you reached out to me, you know, it took a minute before I think I responded back to you. And I said, okay, all right. I said, I'll look into it. And I said, you know, we'll touch bases. So what I did was I meditated on it. I said, okay, Holy Spirit, I kind of like this guy. I like what he's doing. I've been on his site. I said, but I'm not sure. We got ready to do a project. I reached out to you. The first project I reached out to you was because I was working with a group of ladies and we were putting something together. And then you helped us edit that little movie we did, Why Did I Get Married? Everybody just loved that. They loved that. And that was just the first, that was like a group thing we were doing. And so the next thing was actually for me, you know, and it was for my anniversary. And the thing that I love about you is I'll say, Arthur, this is what I want to do. And then I'll give you like some notes or visions or images of what I want to do. And you always bring my vision to life. My God. Oh, you always bring it to life. I mean, it's like you hit it on the first. We ain't got to go back and forth. We don't have to go over 10 times. I ain't got to get frustrated. So that's what let me know that you and I are meant to be. When you can genuinely connect with someone and say, this is what I want, and then they bring your vision to life.
My God.
You know, because well, what it is because of the love of Christ that you have in you, and it's the love that you have for people and the love of the passion of which you do. Yeah. So that's what connects us. So listen, let's just get right into it. Let's get right into it. Tell people, who you are, what you do, what you've been doing. Just give it to us, because I know it's in you. You ready?
Oh, man, listen.
Let's just bless the people. Hey, today, y'all, with Love with Ledet Conversations, we're going to call this Favor Friday Fire. He finna give us the fire. Do you hear me? Favor Friday Fire. It's all you. Go ahead, Arthur.
Okay, so listen, I probably want to block out, maybe I'm going to try to do 15 minutes.
Okay.
I'm going to try to do, if I get to 20, I'm sorry, but I really want to speak to people, because I'm so grateful for the amount of people we help, the 120 women we go through, and the amount of organizations and non-for-profits and companies and LLCs and people we've helped. But it all had to start from somewhere of a passion. I didn't start doing this because I just felt like, oh, let me just come up with something out of my mind. Let me just go out and start helping people. I really was a dreamer. Now, I realized for me, people look at me and say, dang, you got books and you got gear and you got your brand, you got your business, you got all this stuff. Why are you so passionate about Christ? And I tell them, well, I'm not just sitting on this earth. I need to know why I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I need to know why I'm living, breathing, walking, and talking. And when people look at me, they're like, well, we're all here for a reason or a life, and just to have or do or be or whatever. But I knew that we had to live off purpose, because when I was sitting here trying to find all of this in life, I was sitting here 5 years ago. I might have been in a college dorm room, and it was just after I had an encounter with God. It was 2015. I have 3 points I want to talk about. I want to talk about, first, desperation. Second, I want to talk about sustainability. Then I want to talk about don't wait. This is exactly what God did in my life, and I just want to be a blessing to somebody. It's hard to just be a believer or a Christian, because it says in the beginning God. It don't say in the beginning Jesus. It don't say in the beginning heavens. It don't say in the beginning angels. It says in the beginning God. And if we don't have a personal relationship with the in the beginning God, who's the author of your actual life and where you're headed, then it's not even no point to live, breathe, or even walk or talk or be on this earth. And so what I had to learn in my life was, how do I authentically get to God? Well, I had to have an encounter. I wasn't talking about religion. I wasn't talking about church. I wasn't talking about reading a book or a Bible or trying to learn some hymns or something that gave me chills. I had to find an encounter with God. And for me, mine was embezzlement. I got in trouble for stealing money because I was desperate. I don't know if you've ever been to that point where you're building something. See, what I was doing was I was building something, and people were liking it, commenting and sharing, reposting it, and they was really shared by my ministry. But what I wasn't doing was I wasn't funded. And so what I was doing was being impatient, working while working. I'm working while working. And so I was cool with what I was doing, but I tried to take a quicker route.
Yes.
And when you try to mess up the plan that God says, I order the steps of a good man or woman. But when you try to order your own steps, I tried to fund myself by stealing money. They told me I probably stole over $14,424.69 total.
In 69
2 months.
2 months. Cents. Yeah.
2 months. I didn't know how desperate I was. And when I say desperate, I just mean you paid all your bills throughout the month. You just broke left with nothing. Just to go do it again for the next month and still be left with nothing. So you're not really living, you're surviving. So that's not really purpose. So I was sitting here like, okay, God, this is cool. But what that JOB stand for, just over broke, I'm cool with that, God. I said, I need something that can really get me out of desperate mode. And so I had to get into sustaining mode. And so what God had to do was, after I got in trouble, I'm sitting here, I'm at my last employment job. I'm stealing money. I'm pocketing money. I'm pocketing things. They got me on camera for at least 2 weeks set, watching every move I've ever made. And I'm crazy because I didn't even know I was being watched. I didn't even know that I would get in trouble for it. I didn't even know I was getting caught. So God had me such in this little world that I was in, trying to become something, chasing something, building something by man, instead of focusing on his spirit, that I realized that I had to sit there let me see, courtroom said it was about 36 hours after they arrested me. I'm downtown, scared out my mind. I don't know where family is. My mama has to come get me. She's out here worried. My girlfriend's not answering the phones. I'm sitting here scared out of my mind. And then I'm looking at the judge tell me that I'm facing 39 months in prison for embezzlement. Wow. And so I'm sitting here looking around saying, okay, God, I've ruined my image publicly and privately.
Yes.
I've ran out of options.
Yeah.
This is where I want people to get in life. We're too high-minded with.
Oh, no. Come on. Okay.
Are we back on? So I'm sorry. Yes. So I literally was looking at my life at a high point. Like, I'm trying to I'm trying to graduate college. I'm trying to become military ROTC. I'm trying to start a little business on the side. I'm trying to become all these little things instead of just following in purpose. I'm over here stealing money, trying to fund myself, faking an image and preaching to the people and trying to be something I'm not. And God had to literally check me. And so this was my sustainability part where I was sitting here and I was just walking through life trying to figure out, okay, God, I'm 22 years old. I don't know you. I know of you. Family told me to go to church. People prayed for me, but I don't know you to trust and believe that you're going to really do unless it say walk by faith and not by sight. But most people are believe it till they see it. So I don't have no choice but to sit there walking on faith. And so me stealing this money, me being told I was going to be facing 39 months in prison, me being told I have to be doing 2 years probation, me being told that I'm going to come and have officers knock at your front door every 30 days, knock at your job every 30 days, go to your school every 30 days. Everybody loves the anointing that's on me, but God had devils and had the things follow me and watching me, my every move, building this thing quietly in the dorm room, behind the scenes, editing from an iPhone and a cracked iPhone 6. Not nothing fancy, a cracked iPhone 6.
Did you say a cracked iPhone 6?
Editing websites, editing content, editing things for folks, sending it off, and I'm hoping they'll like it, hoping she'll cry when she see it, hoping they'll like. And when they loved it, started spending money on me, I knew that God gave me an inch. And when I took that inch of him sitting back, sustaining me and building me, and I didn't have a job, I didn't have no car. They repossessed my car. I lost my main. You know how you got that main job, and then you got a little part-time thing. But sometimes you can lose the part-time thing as long as you got the main thing. Well, both the main thing and the part-time thing fired me in the same month, in the same year, the same summer, and the same summer they repossessed my car. I had no college, no money, no help. No, nothing but the Holy Spirit say, okay, well, if you can pick up your cracked iPhone and a broken selfie stick and you can go around events and you can film, I will have the people. Shall men give unto thy bosom? Shall men give unto thy heart? That's what I wanted to talk about, sustainability. He wants you to have something that's authentically yours. Yes. Something that the people cannot fire you from, people cannot take from. You and God built this together, so the world has no choice but to sit back and watch the things that we're doing. And so I was so blessed to sit there and go through those trials in life when I was going through all of this building for 2 years in probation and having to sit there and watch friends live life and family live life and everybody have everything I ever wanted. All I wanted was just peace and people to leave me alone and me to just live a normal life. And I didn't have to look over my shoulder and always have to explain, oh, you were the boy on the news. You were the boy with the embezzlement. You were the one with that mugshot. That's why I put that mugshot on that last cover, let you know. Yes, I was. But you
that was me.
So I'm not playing. I had to let God said, I need an example to give to the people to let you know that you're human because you fail. You're not perfect. You were born into sin. And so God said, most people don't believe that. It says, surely after you suffer a while, I will establish you and make you perfect. Not just a little bit or for a few minutes, but for a while. And my while was, oh my God, over 18 months probation, over 2 years just sitting back. And it's been like 5 years now. But I just want to tell people about this little point right here. To don't wait.
Yes.
See what I'm saying? I got in trouble on your affliction. You the reason why you went down. You the reason why you're in what you're in. You the reason why you're scared and nervous and going through because of what you put yourself in. And God had to come save you. And now you have to do the process of waiting. But let me tell you about this part right here. I want you to do the process of waiting on God, but I don't want you to wait on your dreams and goals. See, I didn't have enough time to get an LLC. I didn't have enough time to get a trademark. I
Yeah.
didn't have enough time to get a business plan. I didn't have enough time to get my schedule done. I didn't have enough time to turn around and figure out where to brand and what was going this and that. I needed money now. I needed purpose now. I needed vision and sustainment now. And the problem we all do today is we wait.
Yeah.
We try to wait. I'm going to go get my LLC and spend all this money I don't really got on something to look official for the image.
Yeah. With an image.
Not really actually be sustained.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? We want to sit there and post quicker than we're actually learning.
Yeah.
So we can actually be more official. So what God made me do was backwards it. Most people I learn and run into these young folks today and people today, they got books, they got gear, they got speaking, they got masterclass, they got things, but broke, no money to show for, reports every month or nothing. But oh, their brand looks amazing. Oh, their videos look amazing. Their content is wonderful. And what God did with me was he said, I want you to go get the money first. And we did over $100,000 in 2 years and a half. Yeah. And then for me, that was great because it was for my iPhone, not real estate. Not employees, not a building and payroll. And I'm the boss, but I got clients and other, I'm talking about from a phone, $100,000. If God can do that, I said it's no way to wait. It's no reason to sit there and try to tell yourself, oh, I'm just going to wait to get the money for this and then the money for that. I built a website that was called impacttosuccess.com/Weebly, and we kept it like that and didn't even pay for the domain. And we did everything for free for a whole year, like you said in the bio. And next thing you know, the next year we did what, $20,000? Yeah. I was like, okay, it's a go, God.
Yeah.
It's a go. And then we paid for the website watermark to come off after seeing so much submissions and people paying real money and trying to book my services. Then we got the gear. Then we got the book. Then we got the services. Then we started doing commercials. Then we started doing music. People are doing it backwards. You're branding all of your gifts and talents without actually going to a source of sustainability. Yeah. And I don't know if it's a difference because maybe I built this with God. But let me tell y'all what I found in Genesis. I found in Genesis 37:19, y'all. This is right before Joseph's brother were trying to kill him or sell him into slavery and told his father that your son is dead because they were jealous and envious of him. I know everybody knows the story, but I just want to pay attention to the wording. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I want you to pay attention to the wording. They said they saw Joseph off from afar and he was on his way. And they said amongst each other, it says, here comes that dreamer. Yeah. Do you understand? For most of you guys, I had to sit back in grocery stores and in family conversations and meetings and people in society and friends and college. And I had to talk about chasing your purpose and not money and not a job and not profit and the things that get you paid. And how many people looked at me like I was a clown because I was clocking in, getting a check like them. And I was where they were. They didn't believe that God could really sustain you. God could really heal you. God could really provide for you. God is really real because you're doing what we're doing and that didn't mix. So God had to show me really that people were like, how are you chasing your purpose? But don't you need to have profit to fund your purpose?
Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there.
Let's do it.
Let's stop right there. When God is in the midst of what you're doing, when he's in the midst of what you're doing, he has to make an example out of you so that people can see what he's doing through you. So you're going to have the naysayers and the people, question it because they don't get it. Some people still want to do things by the book, without the Holy Spirit being involved. And when the Holy Spirit is not involved, it's not genuine and heartfelt because anything designed by man or by book will break. You got to have maintenance on everything, your body, your car, everything you do. So, so you have to invite the Holy Spirit into whatever you do. So, I just commend you for just sharing your story, just letting people know what it really takes to be successful. And I love how you said, don't wait. Because I have a friend of mine and her name is Charlotte Starlings, and she's one of the ones who kind of pushed me last year, and we did they had a conference, and it was like just win without permission and profession. So in other words, that's like just do what you do. It don't have to be perfect. It don't, you know, just like with you, like you said, iPhone 6, you know, that was cracked. You know, and look at you now. You know, so you know, your story is so compelling, and it's so it's just amazing. And I just thank God that He kept you around long enough for you to receive it and for you to get it. Because had you not got it, we wouldn't be having this conversation. You wouldn't.
I got it the moment He called me. It said, I will call you in a little still voice, and harden not your heart when you hear me call you.
Right. So let me ask you this. When you said you had the encounter with God, like did He like, because see, we got to break that down for people that don't know, that's never had an encounter with God. We got to break that down for them. When you say you had an encounter with Him, like did He, sometimes He'll wake you up out of your sleep. Sometimes He'll give you a dream. Sometimes He'll press something up on your spirit, on your heart. Like that encounter, describe that encounter. Like what was it, like that aha moment, like that breakthrough that really told you this is what you got to do. You got to turn this around. What was that moment like?
I was getting ready to die in my car. I was getting ready to die, 2015, right? 36 hours after I got out of the courtroom, after being told, you know, you got charged with embezzlement for stealing $14,000. You're going to do 2 years probation. You're going to do this, that, and the third. I was so just, I don't know, lost. Once again, I did not, told you earlier, I didn't have a relationship with God. I knew you, but I didn't know you.
Right.
And so here I am out here in the streets, right after all that trouble. I'm on the streets. I'm copping drugs. I'm doing me. I'm reaching out to folks I ain't talked to in years. I'm in the wrong crowds because literally, look at my life. I just got publicly and privately exposed for stealing money from my previous company. So I'm sitting here 5 a.m. on my way to go cop and do my own thing. And I get robbed and set up in my car. And I didn't even know. I'm so busy thinking about the fact that I got to be careful in the streets in case I get another charge. I'm so busy on the fact that I just left the courtrooms. I can't believe I got all that embezzlement charge over my head. The last thing I'm thinking is some homie or some friend from my past trying to get at me or rob me. In this little moment right here. It could have been probably any moment in my life. But this moment, I'm blindsided. And I didn't know that I was on my way to being set up by God. I didn't know. I'm sitting here driving, looking around to see who, you know, if the feds or cops, even when the dude was coming to my car, I didn't even look to see him in my car. I'm looking around to see who watching you. You might be hot, boy. And I'm just trying to get in trouble. So I'm already in enough trouble. He get in my car. I'm still blind. I didn't even know
because your mind and your zone, you was in a whole nother space because you were so busy watching to see who was watching you. You didn't see the person come up on you.
Wow, God. And now he said it like that, I for sure didn't, because he got in. I didn't even look you in your face. He took my money and then he looked at me. And I'm still looking around. And by the time I finally connect eyes with him, all I see is this cold, all black metal gun to my head. And I'm sitting here frozen because I'm still shocked mentally at what just happened 36 hours ago. And now I'm so shocked that I'm with my hands up, freezing, frozen, because I'm thinking to myself, I'm really finna die right now.
Yes. Wow. So you was faced with death right in front of your face.
Right in front of my face. And you can tell I didn't prepare to be religious or fall in the spirit with God. You can tell my mind was on one thing and I'm doing another, and now I'm shocked on another. I don't even feel human anymore. And I'm so cold and feel like a vegetable. And because I know that this is it right here, because I thought of the conversation with my mother where we was arguing. I didn't call her back. Thought about my brother. Ain't checked on him in a minute. My sister's having this new babies. I didn't check on her. And she's about to tomorrow morning when they say, Miss Brown, is this your son? His head got blown in the screen, windshield wipers right here in his car. Is this your son? She was going to be able to say this was him. That's what went through my mind when he had the gun to my head. I had already knew I had messed up. And once again, I put myself here again. Once again. And God had to make a decision when I had my eyes closed and just said Jesus' name one time.
One time.
One time.
Woo!
One time. And I had to make a decision to really actually change. Don't know what came over my man. Don't know. He took so much out of my car, so much things, other stuff he took from me, everything. I mean, literally had nothing, not even my iPhone. He took that, took my wallet, took my money, took some shoes, anything you saw. I just got robbed for it. And I realized, I said, dang, God, I'm riding home down Glenwood and I got my life.
Yes. Yes.
So I didn't even know what to say because y'all know how important my phone is.
Yes.
Y'all know how important just my equipment was, just where everything with what I was building. But for me to live and actually have a second chance at life, but this version where I knew he sent angels to come get me and check on me, to come and take me out of this wherever I was going through. So for me to now know this and understood that he was saying, I got a purpose and a plan for you. And if I would have let you die, then that means my purpose and plan for you would have never worked. So it wasn't, you had to live through this. You had to go and now build your story, write your testimony. And I don't even really want you speaking about this encounter. I don't really talk about this encounter. Everybody thinks it's the you got in trouble and still 14,000. You got all this 2 years probation and you got all this hell. I was shocked that God kept me. I had already was stealing. I was already running the street. I was already doing my thing. Why do you want a dope head like me? Or someone who can't even get that stuff together like me? Why are you calling me? What are you, man? And when
so listen, Arthur. That is why I wanted to bring you on, because God is love. He loved you so much. He loved you so much to where he kept you. He kept you so you could tell other people about the experience. Kept you. That's how he does. That's the kind of God that we have. He doesn't care that we fall and we slip up and we make mistakes and this and that. He has everlasting love for us. That's why I love love. Like, love is the epitome of who I am. Love is my platform. Love is, because I feel like if you can make it through anything and find the love in any and everything that you do, you can't help but to win. Once you had that encounter with God and once he turned your life around, it was nothing to talk about. And so those same people that wanted to count you out and count you down,
when I went to court whenever I had to start the process in 20, what is this? At 6:15, I went down. 16 is when it started. I told the people in the courtroom, I told the probation officer, I told everybody, I said, I'm good. Like I just had the encounter. Then I go to court a couple of days or a couple of weeks later after that encounter, and I'm home and my head is right. I'm not doing nothing. I said, God, you are about to be surprised what I built for you. I don't know what it's going to be called. I don't know, Impact to Success, 3 Success. I don't know what you want to call it. I said, I don't even know how to edit. I don't know what to film. I don't know how to speak. I don't know how to do any of what you're about to ask me to do or what you're requiring me. But I'm going to build you something that after I'm done, literally, I just listened to the people, like even just you talking to me, how you met me, how my spirit was, how you wanted to work with people who are divine in this. I'm looking, God told me, he said, when you was broke and you were scared and had nothing, he said, I will sustain you if you trust me. And I will send the people to you if you trust me. I know it sounds weird. No, you never done it before, but I will sustain you. And I'm looking at my life today and how the people clients constantly talk to me about how the Holy Spirit this, and they say, I had you on my vision board, or I was praying the other day and your name came. And I'm like, God, you really had me in mind when they tried to kill me. Nothing could stop me. I don't have to worry about COVID-19 or any of this next year's whatever. All I know is just to live my life and tell everybody that I know, not religious, not churchy, not preachy, not all that, but tell them in a way that is so transformed in your music, in your podcast, through your gear, through your books, through your speaking, through your interviews. He said, be real slick with me since you got my name so big. They laughed at the logo. They said, get a real logo. I said, I like the cross. It ain't even mine. It's just a regular cross. Like they were telling me this religious thing ain't gonna really go far. You might want to switch it up. And now as I sit on his word, as I sit on everything built off prayer and faith and where I'm headed, how can I lie? How can I cover God up? I can't even get around folks without it spilling out, because I know you got a dream of something, but if you really know the creator, you don't have to really worry about the ins and outs of that dream. You just really got to know the creator, but he just really wants to know you, but I don't know if you're ready.
Oh, I just love you. Oh my God, I love you. Oh my God. Listen, you know, like I told you, I have some amazing projects coming up for you. When I tell you, oh God, they're going to be awesome. They're going to be on fire. When I tell you, we're going to bring some love. We're going to take love to a whole nother level.
Let's do it. A
whole nother level. When I tell you, my heart goes out to my single, whether it's a man or a woman. My heart goes out to them. Everybody deserves love. Yes. You know, I don't care if you got all these kind of titles and this and that, what you're doing. When you go to sleep at night, those titles can't hug you. Yep. Those titles can have pillow talk with you. Right. Those titles can't support you. They might can feed you, you know, may pay your bills, but they can't have that intimacy with you. So the things that I have in mind and the projects that we're going to do, my whole goal is to hope that for 2020, people have been still and allowed God to work with them, through them, whatever they've, you know, had to experience and go through, because he had to sit us down and make us be still.
That's right.
So I'm hoping that everybody has worked throughout whatever they needed to work through 2020. And I'm hoping that, so for 21, by the time you and I do these projects, because we're getting ready to do them in just a little bit leading into 21, that we will connect some people and that people will find love. That's really ultimately what I want to do.
I love that you said love. I know God so loved the world that he gave. God so loved that he gave. God so loved that he gave. And if all we can just do is build up something for the people and just give them love and give and love. And I know at the end of the day, when we go to bed, God saw how many hearts started to talk about him and pray to him and go towards him, that he started to bless us. But we was like, Lord, no, with all these blessings, we just want to stay in the position of serving. But we know that he gonna take good care of us. That's the hope, and that's what we put on people. So I love that you are really I never really looked at love like that. You are really a walking example of love. You are really a walking example of God so loved the world. There can be hate, there can be envy, there can be comparison, there can be jealousy. Exactly. You literally are living that. Like even now, you might say the new car you got, everybody's not happy for you. What? Everybody's not looking at, oh girl, look at God do things in her life. You so busy, and look at you running around doing the next thing that God's getting ready to do. She can't even get over the last blessing and we're not worried about the people watching. We sin in love. And they don't, man, listen, God got you so sustained. I'm excited to be a part of anything God's got you a part of. So
and because here's the thing, what people don't understand is that I'm so beyond material things. It doesn't even matter. My husband literally had to say, "Now look, Benita, you done bought your son a car, you done bought your mama a car. When you go, I haven't bought myself a car like in 8 years."
That is
so I said, okay. But in my mind, I know me. If I'm gonna pay a car note, I'm gonna pay it on something that I want. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go get a Honda or, you know, and I'm saying not anything against it or whatever. I just know that I'm a particular type of woman that likes particular nice things. Right. You know, and I had already had a Mercedes and still have a Mercedes. I still have a Mercedes.
I've seen the truck. I've seen the other one.
Yes, yeah. So it's not, you know, people gotta understand. When I tell you, and if people don't know anything else about a unique heart, they need to know. I'm so beyond material things. I've been in luxury for the last 25 years. It ain't, but what I will show people, and the only reason why I posted it, because I want to show people God will bless you. And he will give you the desires of your heart. I knew that my other car was, I knew that I was getting to the end of it. It's got 200-some thousand miles on it. I knew that it was time to start looking. And I actually had that car on my vision board for this year. I only had 4 things on my vision board. 4.
Wow.
When I tell you the car was the last one on the vision board to complete it, I have to even tell you this little short part right here. So I walked into the dealership and I saw the car. Well, actually, I saw the car on the article. You know how the advertisement would.
Right.
So I emailed the guy, say, hey, is the car still available? He said, yes. I said, okay. He returned my call like that next morning. He said, are you coming in to see? This was like 7 o'clock. He responded to that email like 7 o'clock that morning. And I said, okay, yeah, I'll be there by 10. It wasn't no big deal to me. Remember, I still have a car. This was,
right.
you know.
Right.
So to make a long story short, I get in there and I said, yeah, I think I like this. I've been kind of looking at this. This car is on my vision board. I said, I like the inside. I said, I think this is it. This is the car. So I said, you know what? I'm still not sure. I said, me and my husband make decisions together. I said, let me put some money down on it. Can I put a deposit on it? I said, because I don't want somebody to take it and then we decide, yes, that's the car.
Right.
Put some money down on the car for deposit. If I tell you a rich white man came in right behind me, like I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes later, and told the salesman, because the salesman called me back up on my way out. He came, the rich man came in and said, I like that car. My wife's been looking at that car. These cars are hard to find. He said, I like that car. He said, I want to buy it cash. You know what the salesman told him? He said, you can't buy this car. Miss Ledet just put a deposit on there. This is her car. Now, if she decides she don't want it, then you can buy it. So it was already my car before I even walked in the door. So that's what I'm telling you. My favor knocked out the rich man's money. You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to tell. This is why, and I was going to share that testimony, but it's so ironic how it came up on this conversation. So I'm just letting people know. And I even, as a matter of fact, I'm working on a project. I can't release it right now because of the other young lady. I'm gonna respect her timing on when we release it. But I'm telling you, it's all revolved around the desires of your heart. When you do the right thing by God and he does the right thing, and you when God tell you to do something and you do it and you say yes to him, when I tell you all the doors open for you, the favor, the love, everything just it works out in your favor. So that's what I'm saying. That was the 4th thing on my vision board. I only put 4 things on there. I said, God, I'm not putting all this mumbo jumbo on no vision board this year. I only want 4 things, God. 4. And I meditated, I prayed, I planted seeds. Every day I gotta walking, talking to God. All 4 things are done. So I said, yeah, God, you let me know that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I've met so many amazing people doing it. That's the beauty of it. And everywhere and everybody I meet, I bring love to the table. I bring love to the table. I bring light. That is just who I am. And so, sometimes I used to get discouraged and be like, oh God, why when I get around this person, like I can feel the hate or the envy or the this, that, and that, like I can feel it. And he say, don't worry about that. Just keep doing what I told you to do. Don't worry about that. So in other words, what I'm telling you, Arthur, keep doing what you're doing. When you are definitely chasing passion and purpose and not profit, and the profit is going to come to you. And God already told me, give you this opportunity, share your platform. This is going to be shared all around the world. It's going to be on my YouTube channel. It's going to be on yours. Yep. God is going to bless you through this. So just keep doing what you're doing. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot before we let the people go. Yep. When God bless you big and abundantly, and I need a project done, don't be talking about, Benita, I'm going to be booked up for the next 3 months. Don't you?
Nah, I got it. I'm so blessed that God started this thing with my PR team. I never thought about it being an organization. People who I officially could put up under me with God. They're like family. We like family. We walk and talk like this every day. You should, all the women, like if you know me and we working together and we building, like, so I love the family that he gives me. I don't know. Some people do this 90 days or 6 months or a year, but no, for real, if you as we build, even no matter what God does in my life doesn't have nothing to do with y'all. All the big stuff I'm doing, that's some side stuff. I take care of people at a main heartbeat.
Okay, very good. Very good.
So I got you.
Don't be coming. Don't be coming. I'm busy with Oprah and and she got me all, she got, and Tyler got me all busy
I see.
He got me busy for 5 months. Benita, I can't get you in, but I can recommend you somebody. Don't you start that with me.
I got you, love. I would rather. I told God, I told him the other day, I said, I'm good. I think Eric Thomas hit me up for something, and then his mama hit me up for something. I said, God, I don't know. I like being around number one, but I'm good. If I don't want to have to feel like I gotta be around the big people or want to be around people who are already big and big. I just want to be. If you kept me small, the way you kept me in that car and hidden all the way them years, if you keep me to 99 and then I die and no one really knew me, but they read all my books, they knew who I was. That's fine. Never really met me, saw me online and always wanted to. Was fed by my ministry or read something. But like I said, I want to write over 100 books before I die. So I got to do 2 a year, which means I'll be 77 by the time my 100th one come out. So I want to just make sure when I leave this earth, y'all knew I was here. This is my kids' wealth. This is y'all. And the world know, dang, if I want to find purpose of God, or if I want to see an example or what he did in someone's life, I can just off the shelf or off the ebook or some audio. I don't know. But I'm going to put over 100 before I leave this earth. My kids will brag about daddy. I don't know. So
good. I love your vision. I love your dream. And you always know God's dream is bigger than ours. So 2 things. I saw on your bio that you were a singer-songwriter. I do have some amazing friends, you know, in that field. I don't know. You say on there. So do you sing or do you write?
I write.
Okay.
I sing. I rap. I do
now wait a minute. You're gonna take us out with something. Hold up. First, I don't know. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I don't know if you want to give us a little something on the singing.
I do have projects that I'm working on, but like I said in my last post, I really do music. I mean, for years, people want me to perform. People want me to come out and speak. And then after I'm done speaking, can you sing for us or rap for us or do something for us? And I tell people I'm good. But I think I'm really gonna take that serious next year on a real platform, serious level. As far as y'all freestyling, I don't know what to sing for y'all. I would do worship, but then if we do worship, I don't know how your spirit and I will get. Just because it's you, it's gonna turn into church. But I don't even really. But I know for a fact I got some new stuff, and I would love for people to tune in because I just got serious about it. God made me make a whole music page. He made me do a platform streaming. He made me actually do music, and everybody loves that "Dear Mama" song I wrote for my mother. So I wish I knew the words.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. Listen, this ain't gonna be your last time.
We'll get them though. We'll get them for sure though. I got y'all for so much. So I thank y'all for that response on this. Music is free. I don't even know what to say. I have to do it. I have to do it.
All right. So tell the people how they can reach you. We need to know all that. We need to hold that book up again. All that. We need to know all your information so if people are trying to reach out to you.
Well, chase purpose, not profit. You want to get it because why? I just want to show you my example because I want you to see.
Hold up one of them. Yeah, so they can see it really good.
Oh,
there you go. That's what I want to see.
Chase purpose, not profit. And yes, my bio is on the back. That's Eric Thomas's mother who endorsed my book on the airplane last year. I mean, literally, I'm super excited. You guys got to follow. You guys got to follow Impact, the number 2, and the word success on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook group page. And if you want to get with me, you can obviously follow Arthur Brown, but definitely go to Impact, the number 2, and the word success.org so that we can get up, connect. I would love to know what your dreams are, what goals are. We got to connect for promos, product, gear. Please stay tuned. Oh gosh, should I say it on here? Maybe I should wait.
No, just wait. If you want to,
I'm gonna wait on it.
Just wait, because I can bring you back on again to, announce all your new stuff. Don't worry about that. That's not a big deal. Yeah.
Perfect. Then.
Yeah.
So definitely hit me up on Impact, the number 2, and the word success so we can connect. And that's what I have for you guys. And I thank you again.
Okay.
Chase Purpose Productions.
Yes. Okay. So you guys, I try to keep it under an hour. I really try to keep it like 30 minutes or something, but sometimes when it gets so good, you can't just cut it off. You gotta get everything out that was meant to be on this conversation. That's what Love with Ledet Conversations is all about. It's about just having the conversation. There's no particular agenda. I mean, it's just a freestyle conversation of people getting to know who I connect with, who I share my love, who I share my platform with. And I just want people, I want to connect people. So if there's, anybody, any of my guests that I bring on and you think that you can use them for your services and, whatever, that's the whole meaning behind this, is to share the love and share the connection and platforms of people and their dreams and what they do. And then also, I'm going to put some love in it some type of way. So the love is to share with you guys, to share the love of what they do, what I do. And it's just a big little love conversation. That's it. So thank you for tuning in. Any last thing you want to say, Arthur?
No, I just thank you guys. Always remember, if you are single or if you are married or if you are in a relationship, always know that God has an anchor of love first. So that he really considered Adam and Eve, but they had to have that anchor. So always know that it can't just be a one-sided, he do a thing or she do a thing. Please remember, man, if you want any type of thing to go well in your relationship and love, please have him at the forefront. Please, please don't miss that. Seek him first and those things shall come. I got you.
That's it. Well, with that note, Arthur, stay right there. Don't exit off. With that note, we are signing off. We hope you enjoyed this very powerful testimony that Arthur gave. I felt like it was necessary. It was time. The Holy Spirit just kept telling me to reach out to him. And I kept saying, okay, God, but I'm going to schedule something for next week. He was like, no. I literally texted Arthur yesterday as I was driving to ask him to see if he would be available, because I had to obey the Holy Spirit. I had to, so I'm hoping that this will bless someone, that this will encourage someone, and just have a blessed day. Remember, we gave you Favor Friday Fire on Love with Ledet Conversations. Just take it to heart, receive it, share it. Just let it soak in, because he shared his heart and his soul with you to let you know, for you to be encouraged. So no matter what you're going through, what your situation, it don't matter how hard you fall, just know that you can get up, because a temporary setback is a setup for a blessing. It is a setup for a blessing. I love you with everything in me. Just thank you. Just thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your love and outpouring support that you've given me, just by letting me know that you're tuning in, the texts, the inboxes, all of those things. I don't take it lightly, because all I'm doing is what God asked me to do. So thank you. Have an amazing weekend, and we love you. Talk to you later.